Go ahead.
Thank you. Respected esteemed guest, our Director HRDC, coordinator of both the programs, a distinguished participant, a very warm good evening, Namaskar, Abhar, Abhinandan. Today we are all virtually connected from the different part of the country. I am Sanjeev Sharma, Assistant Director HRDC JNU. It gives me an immense pleasure and a great pride and honor to host the valedictory session for 2 professor course program, which was begin the last week on 6th of September. So these 2 programs are, the first one is the 48 professor course in political science, law and governance. And the second is the 41st professor course in sociology. So it's a moment of extreme pleasure to welcome our esteemed guests who are here present with us all. And they are here to bless us with their knowledge and wisdom. We have with us today our respected Honorable Vice Chancellor, Jawaharlal Nehru University JNU, Professor M. Jagdish Kumar sir. We have also with us Honorable Vice Chancellor of University of Delhi, Professor P.C. Joshi sir. Sir, namaskar. And we have with us, I think Sushma Yadav madam has also joined. Sushma Yadav madam is the member University Grant Commission and former Vice Chancellor of Bhakt Phul Singh Mahila Vishwavidyalaya. We welcome you all, sir, and thank you very much for accepting our invitation and joining for this combined valedictory sessions. We have with us our course coordinator, Professor Vivek Kumar sir, chairperson for the Center for the Study of Social System, JNU. And we have with us course coordinator for Sociology Professor course, Dr. Ashish Kumar, Center for the Study of the Social System Science. We welcome you, sir. We have with us Professor Sanjay Bhardwaj sir, the course coordinator for the Political Science, Law and Governance, and Dr. Bandana Mishra from the Center for Comparative Politics and Political Studies. I will happy to share with you, and I feel great proud to say that we are in the second year for conducting online HRDC courses as per the direction of UGC New Delhi. And I would also share with you that due to these online program, as we have received some feedback from the participant, although we were not able to interact with each other, but many of the participants were highly benefited by these online courses, because earlier they may not be able to attend the physically, but now they are attending from their home, especially our female participant and other participant from the different part of the country. As we all know that these courses are mandatory for the cash promotion program, but I also share with you that these are also very, very important, these courses to enhance and update our existing knowledge. And these HRDC programs also allow us to meet some of the brilliant mind of not only from India, but from the abroad also. As in the last 2 these courses, our course coordinator have invited more than 30% of the resource person from the outside the country. So that is one opportunity that we are conducting these courses online. So earlier we were not be able to invite the resource person, those who were in the abroad or from outside the country. So this is also the one of the opportunity to conducting these the courses also, and we also getting some time for the interaction during the courses also. So without consuming any more time, I would like to request मैं अपने HRDC UGC JNU के निदेशक प्रोफेसर ब्रजेश कुमार पांडे सर से विनम्र निवेदन करूंगा कि हमारे माननीय अतिथियों का एवं कोऑर्डिनेटर और सभी प्रतिभागियों का स्वागत एवं अपना संबोधन आप सबके समक्ष रखें। ओवर टू यू पांडे सर।
धन्यवाद डॉक्टर संजीव। सबको नमस्कार, सबका अभिनंदन। आप सबका इस वर्चुअल प्लेटफॉर्म पे स्वागत है। आज हमारे 2 प्रोफेसर कोर्सेज पूरे हो रहे हैं, जैसा कि डॉक्टर संजीव ने बताया कि विगत 2 सप्ताह से समाज शास्त्र में पहला और दूसरा जो रिफ्रेशर कोर्स था वो राजनीति विज्ञान, विधि एवं लोक प्रशासन, ये 2 पुनश्चर्या पाठ्यक्रम संचालित हो रहे थे और आज उसकी पूर्णता है। आज के इस समापन सत्र में प्रतिभागियों के उद्बोधन के लिए और उनके दिशा बोध के लिए हमारे बीच में 3 विशिष्ट शिक्षाविद उपस्थित हैं। उनका सानिध्य हमें प्राप्त हो रहा है। मैं सबसे पहले अपने यशस्वी कुलपति प्रोफेसर एम जगदीश कुमार जी का HRDC परिवार की ओर से हार्दिक स्वागत एवं अभिनंदन करता हूं। मैंने बार बार कहा है, बंधी हुई लीक से हटकर चलने का आपका संकल्प और परिवर्तन की एक जो दूरगामी सोच थी, वो आपके सभी क्रियाकलापों में परिलक्षित होती रही है। नवीन परिवर्तन का सूत्रपात हमने इस विश्वविद्यालय में देखा है। नेतृत्व की आपकी जो शैली है उसके कई आयाम हैं और उस शैली ने विश्वविद्यालय के विशिष्ट बोध को, जो हमारा एक अकादमिक वैशिष्ट्य है, जो इस वर्ष भी आप सभी जानते हैं JNU सभी केंद्रीय विश्वविद्यालयों में सर्वोच्च स्थान पे है, तो उसमें आपकी दूरदृष्टि है, आपकी नेतृत्व शैली है और इसको एक जो नई पहचान मिलती रही है उसमें आपका योगदान है। धन्यवाद सर। दिल्ली विश्वविद्यालय के ऊर्जावान कुलपति प्रोफेसर PC जोशी जी, उनके विषय में भी मैं कहूँगा कि उन्होंने विश्वविद्यालय के कई क्षेत्रों में व्याप्त जो जड़ता थी उसको अपनी समझ, सूझ और सार्थक हस्तक्षेप से तोड़ा है, निश्चित रूप से तोड़ा है। उन्हें शिक्षकों और शिक्षणेतर कर्मचारियों की जितनी शुभकामनाएं मिली हैं, जितने आशीष मिले हैं, मुझे लगता है कि उनको संभालना मुश्किल हो रहा है। तो जब मैं मानता हूं कि इच्छा शक्ति यदि दृढ़ हो और समस्याओं के प्रति सकारात्मक दृष्टिकोण हो तो निश्चित रूप से कोई समाधान निकलता है और उस समाधान को एक सार्थक दिशा दी है आपने। आपका इस मंच पर स्वागत है, इस शुभकामना के साथ कि आप इस दृष्टि से हमेशा सक्रिय बने रहें। हमारी तीसरी जो विशिष्ट अतिथि हैं प्रोफेसर सुषमा यादव, संपूर्ण शिक्षा जगत विशेषकर JNU के लिए तो अपनी है। आपका धीर प्रशांत व्यक्तित्व है, स्नेह और ममता भरी दृष्टि है, कार्य के प्रति समर्पण है, संवाद शैली है और नेतृत्व का एक सहज गुण है आप में। तो वो हम सभी शिक्षकों के लिए निश्चित रूप से कहीं ना कहीं प्रेरक होता है। व्यस्त होते हुए भी बड़ी सहजता से जब भी हम अप्रोच करते हैं आप स्वीकार कर लेती हैं और ऐसा भाव होता है कि चिंता मत करो, मैं हूँ। तो इस भाव के लिए मैं आपका अभिनंदन करता हूँ। जो हमारे दोनों पाठ्यक्रम हैं उनके विद्वान एवं सक्षम समन्वयकों का स्वागत करना तो वस्तुतः उनके प्रति कृतज्ञता व्यक्त करना है, क्योंकि वो न रहें तो हमारे किसी भी कार्यक्रम का संचालन ही नहीं हो सकता है। प्रोफेसर विवेक कुमार हमारे बीच में हैं, आप जैसे प्रतिष्ठित समाजशास्त्री, और उनके साथ उनके युवा सहकर्मी डॉक्टर आशीष, उन सबने दोनों ने मिल करके समाजशास्त्र की इस पाठ्यक्रम को एक सर्वस्पर्शी दृष्टि दी है, उसकी योजना प्रस्तुत की है और उसकी परिणति आज हो रही है। उसी प्रकार प्रोफेसर संजय भारद्वाज की जो अकादमिक उत्कृष्टता है, उसने जो डॉक्टर वंदना मिश्रा का प्रातिभ सहयोग है उसके माध्यम से ये पाठ्यक्रम एक गरिमा को प्राप्त कर रहा है। हमारे जो दोनों पाठ्यक्रमों के समन्वयक हैं, उनकी सजग दृष्टि इस ऑनलाइन पद्धति से जो पाठ्यक्रम संचालित हो रहे हैं उसकी गुणवत्ता को निश्चित रूप से एक नई ऊंचाई प्रदान करती है। और हमारे बीच में डॉक्टर संजीव हैं, इनका समर्पित योगदान है, सहजतापूर्वक कार्य निष्पादित करते हैं। हमारा HRDC का पूरा स्टाफ है जिसमें नेहा, गौरव और ओम प्रकाश जी हैं। मैं सबका अभिनंदन करता हूं और सबसे अधिक मैं स्वागत करता हूं हमारे सभी प्रतिभागी जो संपूर्ण भारतवर्ष से हमारे बीच में उपस्थित हैं। वो संपूर्ण भारतीयता का एक तरह से प्रतिनिधित्व करते हैं और उन्होंने अपनी सार्थक उपस्थिति और संवाद से पूरे पाठ्यक्रमों को एक सक्रियता दी है। उसमें आपसी विचार विमर्श ने, उनमें जो संवाद हुआ है उसमें जो एक अकादमिक दृष्टि मिली है उसमें अपनी सक्रिय भूमिका निभाई है। हम सबको विश्वास है कि जो पारस्परिक विचार विमर्श है उसके माध्यम से जो कुछ भी यहाँ प्राप्त हुआ है उसे अपने कार्यक्षेत्र में वो सभी ले जाएंगे और अपने परिवेश है उसमें एक सार्थक हस्तक्षेप जरूर करेंगे। शोध और अनुसंधान के नए विषय क्षेत्रों की ओर उन्मुख होंगे और नए नवाचार हमें देखने को मिलेंगे। समाज राजनीति और लोक प्रशासन की जो हमारी समझ है वो हम सभी जानते हैं कि अंततः मनुष्य की दशा सुधारने में ही काम आएगी, और हम और भी सुखी और सानंद जो विश्व है उसके निर्माण में अपनी भूमिका निर्धारित कर पाएंगे, अपना योगदान दे पाएंगे। और एक शिक्षक के नाते हमारी यही भूमिका भी है। सामाजिक यथार्थ एक तरफ मैं मानता हूं कि विसंगतियों से भरा भी होता है, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं जब हम दृष्टिपात करते हैं तो वो हमारी एक परिपक्व समझ को भी इंगित करता है, और यथार्थ का पुनरावलोकन करते हुए हम आदर्श की ओर बढ़ सकें। तो यही जो सर्वजन हिताय की हमारी संकल्पना है उस ओर एक हमारा कदम होगा, वही तब एक सार्थक आकार ले सकेगा। राजनीति और लोक प्रशासन की जो परिणति है वो अंततः लोक कल्याण में है, और यही भारतीय दृष्टि है, यही भारतीय समझ है कि हम सभी विभिन्न विग्रहों के होते हुए भी आपसी संवाद को बनाए रखें और आपस में जो सहकार है उसको निभाते चलें, तभी समाज भी सार्थक रहेगा और राजनीति और प्रशासन की जो हमारी समझ है वो दृढ़ होगी। इसके लिए मानवीय मूल्यों एवं गरिमा की रक्षा करना बहुत ही आवश्यक है। आप सभी देख रहे हैं कि असहिष्णुता, पारस्परिक विग्रह, विस्तारवाद, राजनीतिक, सामाजिक और वैचारिक हस्तक्षेप संपूर्ण विश्व को प्रभावित किए हुए है और एक संकट भी पैदा कर रहा है। इसमें ऐसा न हो कि मनुष्यता के खोने का संकट पैदा हो, तो विश्व चेतना के इसी परिष्कार के लिए मैं मानता हूं कि भारतीय दृष्टि आवश्यक है। हमने प्रयास किया है कि हमारे दोनों कोर्स जो संचालित हुए हैं उसके माध्यम से हमारे प्रतिभागी बहुत कुछ सीख करके, समझ करके और कुछ ले करके जाएंगे। मैं आग्रह करता हूं कि आप अच्छी स्मृतियां लेकर के जाइए। हम सबकी शुभेच्छाएं आपके साथ हैं। सभी प्रतिभागियों के प्रति मैं पुनः पुनः शुभकामनाएं व्यक्त करता हूं, और सभी जो हमारे अतिथिगण हैं उन सबका पुनः अभिनंदन। आप सबका धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद and आभार अभिनंदन सर। Now to proceed further, I would just share with our esteemed guest that these two, both the program was inaugurated by Honorable former Vice Chancellor of Central University of Himachal Pradesh, Professor Kuldeep Chand Agnihotri, and Manya Shri Nand Kumar ji, National Convener for Pragya Prabha. And I believe that all these courses were very successful. As we got some feedback from the resource person, all were happy, and we have a very great time with all the participants. And all the credit goes to our course coordinator for their hard work, dedication, and evenly they have spent all the time with the participant also. So now I would like to humbly request Professor Vivek Kumar sir, Chairperson, Center for the Study of Social Science, and the coordinator for the Refresher course Sociology. Sir, kindly present a brief report of your course. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Sandeep. At the outset, respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Jagdish Kumarji, Jawaharlal Nehru University. At the outset, sir, it gives me immense pleasure to thank our esteemed Vice Chancellor for providing us the highest order of the academic leadership and full academic freedom, as well as independence to organize this 41st refresher course. Along with that, I will also like to thank our director, UGC-HRDC, Professor Brijesh Kumarji, for smoothly carrying out this online refresher course, and without any failure, without any logistic hitch, every arrangement, and even to the information, I think that was fantastic. Sir, for your kind information, there were 31 participants representing all over India. And to be very specific, there were 15 states which were represented, and all the directions, east, west, north, south, center, as well as northeast, they were all represented. And sir, as you all know that Sanjeev ji has just told us that we started our program with the inaugural address of two very significant interventions. One by Professor Agnihotri ji, former Vice Chancellor of Himachal Kumarji. Both of them suggested to deconstruct the colonial concepts, and also they tried to also suggest us how this colonial history, which has evolved over the years, that has to be deconstructed. Our native concepts have to be evolved with our felt needs, desire, and our experiences. And that's where a very, very vibrant social sciences will be born. That was the beginning, and we got a lot of energy with that. And coming to this 41st refresher course in sociology, to refresh the participants, there were 37 lectures by eminent resource persons from all over the country, and even from outside country, from Austria or Germany. And there were also 4 sessions for evaluation. However, sir, the maximum lectures were from our center's faculty. That proves the strength of the Center for the Study of Social System, that we are the leading center, not only in India, but not only in Asia, but also in the world. As you all know, sir, under your leadership, we scored 58th rank in the world. So to put the lectures in perspective, sir, we started discussion on the origin of social sciences. And we reached to the point that how social sciences, they were dominated by sciences, and especially Newtonian physics model, and the impacted understanding of the science came to the social world as well. And as we begin, we saw that impact of Newtonian physics and Einsteinian physics, that all came into existence. Now, we started actually looking after, the first discipline to born was history, and then economics, political science, sociology, all followed. The last discipline to born after the Second World War was area studies. So we kept this in mind, and therefore, we divided our lectures in 3 broad groups. One was theory, second was methodology and method, and third was the substantive area. Sir, actually, as far as theory was concerned, here we see that how theory was built, how to actually do theory, how to concepts were built, feminist perspective, conceptualization of sexuality, and then origin of practice of sociology during pandemic. Not only that, sir, even military sociology, how sociology of military science is developing, these were all done. Then as far as the method was concerned, we discussed historical method, we discussed oral history, we discussed methodology of social sciences, we also reflected on surveys and case study method, and then focused group discussion was also brought into discussion. As far as the substantive area were concerned, sir, we started with looking reconceptualization of rural India, how rural is being actually reconceptualized. And then we came to inequality at the global level. What is the inequality, how it is actually changing, and then changing the nature of media, and even digitalization of media as well as religion was concerned. We also focused on disability studies, because that's what actually nowadays we are looking for. We also talked about migration, historicity and contemporaneity of migration as well. Last but not the least, we also engage with autobiographies of the Dalits, because we feel that in social sciences, they form a commendable data. So that was not all, but last, the participants were given 6 levels to participate. To begin with, they were asked to present the introduction of the speakers, so that they will research on them and they will bring in. Second, they were asked to present also, moderate the session. And by moderation, they felt empowered. Not only that, sir, in the end, they were also asked to submit a report of the lecture, a specific lecture, and that made them more attentive. The fourth level of participation was they were asked to submit a book review. After telling them that there's a difference between book report and academic book writing, and we found that they have really done wonderful work. The fifth level of participation was that they were asked to present their own research proposals. So they will make a research proposal with the methodology, told to them that what type of ingredients in methodology should be included, from conceptual clarity to statement of the problem, to methodology, method, and also how to make bibliography. All these were put, and we are happy that all really, when they presented, our evaluators gave their inputs and they were also happy. So this way, sir, the last was, of course, they engaged, and I'm really happy to inform that all the participants were there disciplined, on time, and of course, our logistics, as our director and associate director, they have just told that everyone from Neha to sir, the logistics were looked after on time, and that's why the participants were very happy. That's what the feedback we have got. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. And BC sir has some important meeting. So now I'm
right, Sanjeev. I will just say a couple of words and then I had to leave in another 5 minutes. First of all, congratulations to all the participants for being part of this training program. And you have been taught by some of the best people in the field. And as you can see that Professor Vivek Kumar and Professor Sanjay Bharadwaj, when such experts handle these courses, I have absolutely no doubt about the level of intellectual activity that must have gone into these courses. I'm sure you will immensely benefit from this program. But having said that, why are you attending these courses at all? I believe that you are attending these courses because you have that deep desire within yourself to gain new knowledge, to gain new skills in your domain of expertise. But then for what? Why do you want to gain new knowledge? Why do you want to acquire new skills? I'm sure many of us think that because we are all in teaching profession, we would like to become good teachers. That is why it is important to acquire new knowledge and be a student lifelong. It is absolutely fine. But however, I think time has come now to think about not only becoming a great teacher, a good teacher, but to also focus on the learners, because our teaching has to become learner centric. We need to know what motivates our students to become good learners, what motivates them to become self-driven learners. And as I can easily find from what Professor Vivek Kumar has said, that during these lectures, you are all doing what is known as active learning, because if you remember any activity in which you are proficient now, when you look back, you actually learned it through active learning, by doing things. And that is what Professor Vivek Kumar has mentioned during his initial comments, that you had collaborative learning as part of your training program here. You had cooperative learning, you had problem-based learning, you had project-based learning, and that is how better learning takes place. And if you want to become a good teacher, that is only half of the entire exercise, becoming a good teacher. But we need to focus on how to motivate the students so that the learning outcomes are satisfactory. Sometimes when we evaluate the students, we focus only on the grades, but grades do not necessarily reflect the actual learning that takes place among the students. So therefore, my request to you is that while you gain knowledge and skills in your own area, you also look at the literature that is coming up. In the last 30 years, there have been a lot of research being done on the teaching learning processes. My request to you is to get hold of some of that good literature and then try to understand the new research outcomes that are coming to the forefront. Because sometimes we think that if somebody has done a PhD, maybe from some good university, and then he or she has published some good papers, we think that that person will automatically will become a good teacher. but not necessarily. And the young teachers need to be mentored, they need to be handheld by senior teachers. And these programs is the HRD programs that we are conducting is one such exercise of hand holding with you so that you will become the best teachers in our university system. With those comments, I would like to conclude here, and I would like to wish you all the best, and I wish to see you becoming great scholars in your domains of research in whichever area you are working. Let me also say that our teachers have done tremendous job in giving these lectures to all of you. So I am grateful to our teachers, Professor Vivek Kumar and Professor Sanjay Bharadwaj, and also the director and the deputy director of HRDC for conducting these wonderful programs. So with those comments, I would like to take leave now from this program because I had to join in another program. Namaste.
Thank you very much for your support, encouragement, and motivation to conduct all these programs. And we were very honored by your presence, sir. And I believe that all the participants were highly motivated. The word you have shared with us. Thank you very much. So I would like to request the course coordinator for the law governance, Professor Sanjay Bharadwaj, sir. Kindly, sir, share the brief report of your course. I would also share with you that Professor Sanjay sir is also the coordinator for ARPIT program. Our HRDC JNU is also the National Resource Center. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjeev, for this opportunity. Let me extend my thanks to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Jagdish Kumar, and the HRDC Director, Professor Brajesh Kumar Pandey, who had given me this opportunity to coordinate this course. Earlier also, the last year, he has asked me, and I think I did my job, with their expectations. Again, he has given me this opportunity, and of course, you have mentioned about the ARPIT course that I am also coordinating. ARPIT course, that is also a refresher course, online refresher course on political science. So thank you very much, Manya Professor P.C. Joshi Saab, Manya Madam Professor Susma Yadav ji, and dear participants, good afternoon. A lot of things had been already discussed by Professor Vivek Kumar about the modalities and about the perspectives and perceptions of, or about the mindset, that how to decolonize the mindset. Political science is also not different what the social sciences is dealing, what Professor Vivek Kumar was doing. And of course, the aim of this refresher course was also to rejuvenate the knowledge of the participants with selected core concepts, debates, emerging trends in three interconnected disciplines: political science, law, and public administration. Adopting interdisciplinary approach, the course was aimed to develop a holistic understanding of society, state, and governance by reflecting recent developments in new normals, fresh debates, and new issues that teachers and scholars, students all over the world are looking at. For instance, the crisis of state, and neoliberal theories in post-COVID-19 societies, problem of terrorism, fundamentalism, radicalization that is taking place all over the world had been thoroughly discussed during this course. Thus, the lecture were designed in a way that they would encompass the primary institutions such as diplomacy, sovereignty, political management, law and governance, and derivative primary institutions such as global commons, multilateralism, political economic nationalism, and the market-driven society and economy, and how these multifaceted issues and problems are dealt by India and the policymakers in India, and how the scholars of this subcontinent or India are looking these issues from the Indian perspective This refresher course was spread around 48 hours, delivered by eminent scholars, professors, teachers, professionals, and experts commissioned by us. Having advantage of online mode in this period of global pandemic, almost 40 to 45% persons were from abroad, countries from UK, USA, Australia, Japan, South Africa, and of course, South Asian countries, and institutions like Australian National University, Queen's University, London. The number of these institutions, professionals and professors were there. Apart from academicians, number of ambassadors, bureaucrats, and policymakers were also invited for the lectures. This course encompassed conventional stuff taught at the colleges and universities like political theory, political thought, comparative politics, government and politics, foreign policy, and international relations. The ongoing debate about foreign policy and security issues, politics, policies regarding social justice, peace building, gender, diaspora, media environment, health governance, global governance were among the key subjects deliberated during the refresher course. The course focused upon policies and debates around making India into a knowledge superpower. Considering methodological importance in teaching and research, the participants have been encouraged to develop their research skills. The main endeavor was not to be limited to equipping participants with latest information and contemporary knowledge, but also to stimulate them to think critically and contribute meaningfully to the debates in academic discipline, as well as in larger socio-political milieu. We have all requested the participants to write a research paper adopting a specific methodology. We have also circulated the guidelines how to write the research paper. We have also conducted research methodology course lectures during this refresher course. So we believed that it is our conviction that the course will help you, the participants, fulfill their career objectives and rise higher to achieve their professional goals. I myself, with my co-coordinator, Dr. Vandana Mishra, sure about that you and your students and your respective institutions will be benefited by this course. I once again thanks Professor Brajesh Kumar Pandey, Dr. Sanjeev Sharma for making me a part of this wonderful learning initiatives. Now I request my co-coordinator, Dr. Vandana Mishra, to share her valuable insight about the course and their participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Professor Sanjay Bhardwaj. Thank you very much, Professor Brajesh Pandey, Dr. Sanjeev Sharma, and obviously our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor M. Jagdish Kumarji, for letting us be the coordinator and course coordinators, co-coordinators of a refresher course. And as has been shared by Professor Bhardwaj, we tried our best to bring in the best of academic talent from all over the world, in fact, from different continents, and from subjects ranging from gender to Bangladesh, to policy making. We called practitioners, we called theoreticians, we called senior political scientists, ambassadors, all kinds. We tried our best to bring in as much as variety, as much as debates into the course. And most importantly, I would also like to thank our participants who made the course a learning process, because refreshers are always a learning process for the people who are on both sides of the table, whether we are organizing a refresher course or whether we are participating in the refresher course. So the interaction that we had during our refresher course was enlightening, was very, very enriching for me even, and I am sure for Professor Bhardwaj also. And most of all, thank you, Professor Bhardwaj, for making this course, you made us felt very easily, you made us felt a co-worker, colleague also, and a student also. You made all the efforts to bring in the different kinds of nuances of not only the subject, but also the methodology of the course. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Bhardwaj and Dr. Vandana Mishra, madam, for sharing the detailed report of your the courses. So now, in continuation with the program, now I am proposally elated to take an opportunity to introduce our most respected, esteemed guest and speaker on this special occasion here with us to bless us by their knowledge and wisdom. Our guest merely required any introduction, though they are well known internationally and nationally by their academic, administrative, and leadership work. But maybe the many of the participants are interacting first time. So this is my humble responsibility to introduce first Professor PC Joshi sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor of University of Delhi. He is also the professor and head for the School of Social Anthropology at the Department of Anthropology, University of Delhi. Sir's specialization is medical anthropology, and he focuses on anthropology of disaster, anthropology of development, and on issues related to social exclusion and adverse inclusion. Joshi sir was the first president of the Society for Indian Medical Anthropology and executive member of the Ethnographic and Folk Culture Society based in Lucknow, India. Joshi sir is also recipient in 1987 of the Indira Priyadarshini Brishk Mitra National Award as a founder member of Friends of the Tree and the Inter-University Center Associateship Award in the Humanity and the Social Sciences in 96-99. Sir has the distinction of discovering a Paleolithic site in Delhi in 1983. And we have with us like our JNU and Madam blessed us, Professor Sushma Yadav Madam ji. Professor Sushma Yadav Madam is the member for UGC and former Vice Chancellor of Bhakt Phul Singh Mahila Vishwavidyalaya. Madam, welcome you because, and be heartily thankful to you also. Madam is the chair for Dr. Ambedkar Chair in Social Justice at Indian Institute of Public Administration and recipient of Rai Bahadur Gauri Shankar Memorial Medal and the Maharishi Karve Memorial Prize, fellow of ICSSR and Indian Institute of Advanced Studies, Shimla. Having more than 30-year experience of teaching and administrative, Madam has written more than a dozen of books. Some of them are like State Relation, Secularism and Indian Tradition, Political Culture in Post-Independent India, Gender Issue in India, and currently working on the philosophy of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar along with the issue of social justice with reference to good governance, human rights, and empowerment of the depressed section of the society, including women for inclusive growth and development. Now, my humble request to Professor Joshi sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor of University of Delhi, to address all our participants, all of us. Over to you, Joshi sir.
Good afternoon, Honorable Professor B.K. Pandey ji, Director, Human Resource Development Center, JNU, Professor Sanjeev Sharma ji, Assistant Director, HRDC, and Professor B.K. Pandey, Professor Sanjay Kumar Bhardwaj ji, Course Coordinator for Political Science, Law and Governance, and Vivek Kumar ji, Course Coordinator for Sociology. In fact, it is indeed a pleasure. It is indeed an honor to be participating in this important program of Jawaharlal Nehru University. I think last year, when the pandemic came, it came as a big jolt to all of us. It came with all negative vibes. But as far as higher education is concerned, as far as University of Delhi is concerned, as far as JNU is concerned, I think these are the examples where this challenge was converted into opportunity. And I think all our faculty members, all our teachers, all our research scholars, in fact, in Delhi University, the output of research has increased manifold after the pandemic. And that is true of JNU also, which is exemplified by the ranking that JNU is showing as far as improvement in ranking is concerned day by day. So I would like to congratulate. And I think this faculty development program in digital mode is very interesting. And I think this is something which has come to us by chance. We were forced to go digital, and this has come as a new opportunity. This has come as a new way of conducting faculty development program. I'm firmly of the view that even when we return to normal times, I think faculty development program should continue to be held in digital mode. Why? You can have n number of people. So there is no limitation of hostel rooms and classrooms. You can give it to thousands of people, and there are good examples. In Delhi University, I'm very proud to mention that there is a college called Ramanujam College. And Ramanujam College has imparted through its faculty development program last 1 year to 2 lakh teachers across India and also abroad. This is possible. Somebody was mentioning in the beginning that you had resource persons from foreign countries. How easy it has become. So I would like to say that this pandemic has, of course, put us to the wall, but it also, I think, motivated us to innovate and to use technology ingeniously. And whatever we have learned, I think this should be used for future. In Delhi University, we have come up with what is called as open book examinations. Now, open book examination is something that's a new way of evaluation that we have learned. I'm not saying that in the coming days, every examination should be open book, but this open book examination technology can also be blended with the physical examination technology that we have. Now, I would now like to go to the subject proper, having said all these things, and I am a social anthropologist. I think we must take great note of the transformation, at least at the level of policy, that is taking place. We must not be silent spectators of the provisions that has been provided to us by National Education Policy 2020. I think there are great lessons, there are great avenues, there are great opportunities. I think for the first time, this policy is telling us that we must become confident on our indigenous knowledge. We must become confident on our indigenous scholarship. I'm sorry to say, there is a colonial hangover. Now, many of you be knowing Professor Vivek Kumar. He is one of the foremost sociologists of our country. But when we look at the mainstream sociological literature or research literature, he will be at the margin, because we have this habit of looking at the people in the Europe, people in America. And we sometimes, I'm very sorry to say, sometimes we get recognition from them, and then only the indigenous scholarship would take note of it, which is very, very sad. I am of the firm view that talent is randomly distributed. It is distributed randomly across countries. It is distributed randomly across class. It is distributed randomly across caste. I am of the firm believer, and you have good examples. Long back you had Baba Bhimrao Ambedkar, who was from a depressed class. But look at the scholarship that he showed us. And I am very glad to say that he did some course in anthropology under Golden Baja. So, and at that time, he was a scholar. But then what happens? And there are others also. There are many sociologists, great sociologists. There are great political scientists that this country has produced. But we somehow, in scholarship in India, doesn't have that confidence on our indigenous scholars. So what happens is that thesis remains a thesis and dies down. Thesis never reached the level of antithesis and synthesis. And that is why we are very poor. I'm sorry to say, as far as the sociological theory is concerned, we are basically having lower middle range theories to our credit. We do not have the higher theories to our credit. And I think we need to sincerely think. We need to sincerely think. And I think this National Education Policy 2020 is providing us this opportunity. It is twofold. It's taking us to our roots. It is making us realize the importance of indigenous scholarship and at the same time, it is globalizing. So it is having these two-pronged approaches there. I think universities are given a rare opportunity to make use of these provisions of new education policy. And I think this, my predecessor, Jagdish Kumarji said, why should we have faculty development program? I think faculty development program should also instill confidence in indigenous scholarship, instill confidence in believing that yes, India is able to produce knowledge, able to produce high quality knowledge, and India has the capacity. I think the time has come when we have to rethink and reevaluate the way we treat indigenous scholarship. We must try and give credit to indigenous scholarship. Unless we give credit to our own indigenous scholarship, nobody outside is going to recognize them. So this is my message to all of you. I am very glad that you gave me a chance to participate in this great academic exercise. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, and our deep sense of gratitude to you. And you rightly said that this is a need of the hour, that we need to work on these all issues, and we need to highlight all these, the indigenous scholarship. Thank you very much, sir. Now I would like to request Professor Sushma Yadav madam to kindly address all the participants.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Thank you very much. Thanks for this opportunity. And let me begin. Professor Jagdish Kumarji, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Jawaharlal Nehru University. The eminent speaker and guest, Professor P.C. Joshi ji, Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Delhi. Professor Brijesh Pandey, a dear friend and colleague and brother, Director HRDC JNU. Professor Vivek Kumar, again, I can say very dear friend, a very dear colleague, and a sociologist in his own right, and a program coordinator. Dr. Ashish Kumar, the associate program coordinator. Professor Sanjay Bharadwaj, again, I think a political scientist and international relations expert in his own right, and a dear friend. Dr. Vandana Mishra, my dear colleague from Delhi University, now at JNU, and my dear younger sister, Dr. Sanjeev Sharma, who kindly invites us all and introduces with all humility and grace, the Assistant Director, all the dear participants from all over around the country. I could see certain names, and these are the programs, you know, which really bring you together for brainstorming, for understanding, for innovating, for thinking afresh, for deconstructing, for reconstructing. As Vivek Kumarji said, everything you can do together. I appreciate the problems of COVID, and I would partly only agree with Professor Joshi that we should continue with online. I think offline has its own charm, and offline has its own advantages also. Sociologists and anthropologists would agree with that. So maybe we have something like hybrid, you know, for people around, we may continue in offline mode, and for people who are abroad or global experts, they may join us online if otherwise not possible. But I think we'll have to think afresh once we are over this tragedy or this crisis that we have. I would say good afternoon and namaskar to all of you. And I would like to compliment the participants from sociology, from public administration, from law, and from political science. And I think it's a great combination. You've just brought together all these social sciences. So mainstream social sciences are very much there. And my congratulations to the HRDC and both the School of Social Sciences and both the program coordinators, sociology and political science faculty colleagues, for thinking about this joint valediction, because I think it's much better that we club them together also, because they have to think about the society, about the nation, about the world, and about the people at large. So if they think together, maybe they think even better. So again, my compliments to you. I think you have already taken the beginning that we have to reconstruct the colonized version that came to us, or the social sciences which emerged out of the colonial education, because they had a system or they had a style to look at us. We may have a different style, and we are not a new country, we are not a new nation, we are not the oldest culture, we are the oldest civilization. We have to prove, maybe they want evidences, and the evidences would come from sociologists, would come from anthropologists, would come from historians, would come from political scientists, and of course the law people as well. So we are the oldest culture, oldest civilization, oldest nation. When nobody was thinking about nation, the Rashtra was there as a concept for us, and also the oldest and most scientific language, Sanskrit, which still have to reach masses or even the scholars at a larger level, which would provide us more self-confidence also, more self-pride also. तो आत्मगौरव और आत्मस्वाभिमान दोनों ही हमें चाहिए, वो शिक्षण के लिए भी चाहिए और वो शोध के लिए भी चाहिए। इसलिए उन दोनों के लिए जो भी हमारी मातृभाषाएं हैं, जैसा कि हमारी राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति 2020 कहती है, उनको हमें सेंटर स्टेज पे लाना चाहिए। We have had several attacks, we have had several problems, but they haven't really completely blocked our way. They did block the way for some time, पर जो हमारी मेधा है, हमारी जो मनीषा है, जो हमारी चिंतन शक्ति है, जो हमारी critical insights हैं, उनको वो समाप्त नहीं कर पाए। इसलिए मैं चाहती हूँ ये जो आज हमारे पास एक शिक्षकों का समूह है, you are all fortunate that you have come to JNU, a name known in social sciences. You're fortunate that you're having a refresher course together, because refresher courses, as they are supposed to be, they do refresh your understanding, your knowledge till now, your information is brought together. So it really brings you to a stage where you start thinking afresh. I would say you start thinking afresh about the concepts. As Professor Vivek Kumar talked, and Professor Sanjay Bhardwaj and Vandana Mishra, they all said we have to think about nation as a concept. We have to think about society as a concept, family as a concept, kinship as a concept. What has been written till now, maybe you can write even better. Maybe you can bring the Indian society's distinctions or distinctive identities better. Gender, you have to think about a good word in your vernacular. We don't even have a good word to connote what gender connotes, in fact. So you have to really think about the aspects, linguistic aspects also. We also have to encourage the curiosity and the power to question among our students. Because if we go to our past, we had a Satyakam, we had a Jabal, we had a Nachiketa, we had a Ashtavakra, who could even question the god of death. And now you are in mortal fear. If you ask your teachers, forget about some good universities. Many universities, they don't even allow or ask them. So I would request all of you who are here in this refresher course, go with a very liberal attitude, go with very humane values, so that the students who come to you, they really take you as a friend, philosopher, and guide. And as a friend, they can put queries, they can ask, they can question, because out of that questioning only, the new concepts or better concepts or a better understanding and a new understanding will emerge. I've been hearing and people have been talking that this is a VUCA world, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Do you really agree with this? Why can't somebody question this kind of description? Is it really as uncertain? Every new world was uncertain. So you really look at these concepts again. And for political science, for sociology, for I had heard, maybe you can, as expert, say it better, that family as a concept and joint family, which was Indian distinction, in fact, although all medieval and earlier societies did have joint families or larger families, but how these concepts have changed and come to mean what we have. Now, family doesn't really mean the same, it's nuclear. So for sociologists, family, kinship, society, fraternity, equality, liberty, look from the side of the society. And the law and public administration and political science students would look at the same concepts with a different understanding, a different connotation. I really expect that some of you would really look at them again. We need to have a lot of patience to question these concepts, to deconstruct and reconstruct these concepts. We also need to have a lot of persistence, which is required again, because deconstruction can be somewhat easy, but reconstruction is even more difficult. Like creation is difficult than destruction. So you have to really work at that. And for both, then perseverance. You know, at times you may be successful. At times you may really fail in doing what you really intended to do. So you must be ready for that. And as Swami Vivekananda said once, for the youth of this country, take up one idea at one time. So maybe you take one concept, make that one idea your life, think of it, dream of it, live on it, and you will really put all your brain, muscle, nerves, and every part of your body full of that idea, and just leave every other idea alone. The moment you do it, I'm sure you will come up with a new idea. You will come up with a new concept. You will come up with a new theory. I think theorization has been an area where Indians have not really been able to make their places, or even if they've done, they've not been recognized by their peer group or the world at large. So let us be friendly to our peer group also. Understand their successes, understand their theories, understand their conceptualization. And dear young colleagues, you are living in a world where you've lot to research upon. And think of the new programs that have come up. Look at it from different areas to which you belong. So whether Make in India, Digital India, Smart Cities, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, Adopt Villages, and how it changes lives, Jan Dhan Yojana, you know, programs which have been rolled out over the years, how have they changed the lives of all of us? And think of the last man, which Mahatma Gandhi thought in his own way, and Dr. Ambedkar thought in his own way. Understand those ways. Can we find a way where we really bring them together? And that would be the right path for Indian society. We have cooperation, we have conflict, we have understanding, we have struggles also. We have to understand them all. In fact, to bring the right solutions and the right ways of success and the right policy perspectives. As sociologists, it's your pious, humble duty to contribute to the well-being of nation. And education really makes you capable of that. I would say education brings you not only employment, it brings you to path of glory, to path of, in fact, liberty, to path of understanding the value of fraternity, being together. When we say Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, it must include all of them. So this nation, this society, which thought of all of us being well together, all of us being free of ills or free of uncertainties and free of worries, it must go to all, it must percolate down. And that is what the teachers can do. So as faculty members who are not merely new ones now, because refresher means you've already put some years into this, it's your responsibility, it's your capacity also to think of better ways to change the world. Chanakya had said, Daridrya Nashanam Danam, Sheelam Durgati Nashanam, Agyanam Nashini Pragya, Bhavana Bhaya Nashini. So I think as educated scholars, as teachers, as path breakers or path finders, it's your duty to look at the story of India afresh, look at the story of this civilization afresh, but also look at the society afresh. And then we'll be able to reach where we really want to reach. I wish you all the very best. I'm sure this refresher course has equipped you better, has skilled you better, and has given you lots of ideas to move further for research. And out of good research only, good human beings, good solutions, and good ideas will develop. And finally, I would also like to say what education over the years has brought are educated people. They may not be really good human beings. And if they are educated without values, and if they are at different places of profession without good values, then they do only half of it. So I would say you must inculcate good individual, social, civic, national, and international values among your students, among your researchers, among your students. And I really wish you again all the very best for a good future. And maybe we meet again, some of you who has done wonderful, and we would feel proud of your associations with us. Thank you, JNU HRDC. Thank you, both the program coordinators and associate coordinators. And thank you, dear young colleagues who are here and who are listening to me. I can't see you. That is the problem of offline mode, all of you. But I really wish you a very good life, a very good future, a very good career ahead. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, respected ma'am, and our heartfelt gratitude to you. We are honored to have listened to your insightful speech on the importance of quality of education, integrity, and utmost the dedication in the academics. So what I understand that what is the role and the responsibility of academician, that how we can contribute for the society also. और आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा कि समाज विज्ञान ही और समाज जो विज्ञान वेता है वही समाज की सोच, दशा और दिशा दे सकते हैं. समाज में परिवर्तन जो है वो हम सबका बहुत भूमिका हो सकती है. So thank you very much, ma'am, and I do hope that it would be motivate, inspire, and encourage to all of us, the participant also. And we will try to do something that how we can contribute something, how we can realize that we have some social responsibility. So it is also the time that we need to contribute to the for that which you have discussed, the well-being of the society also. Thank you, ma'am, once again. And now just we are coming at the end of our program. So in the last, we have the sharing experience from the participant, although we have the full 2 session for the feedback and interaction with the participant. We not be able to invite each and everyone to share their experience, but on behalf of all the participants, generally we invite the 2 names that is on the basis of all the participants. So in the sociology course, we have Dr. Saurabh Gurjarji. I request you, Saurabh, please introduce very briefly yourself and share your experience on behalf of all the participants. So you have like the 2 minutes to you also. Over to you, Dr. Saurabh.
Thank you so much, Chair. Respected Vice Chancellor JNU, respected Vice Chancellor Delhi University, respected course coordinators, and my fellow participants in refresher course in sociology as well as refresher course in political science. It is an extreme pleasure, and I am feeling quite grateful to being a part of this refresher course. We tried to reinvent new research approach within our own area of discipline. This particular refresher course refreshed us with theories, the theoretical and philosophical background of the subject, as well as how to utilize these theories in the present context also. Different distinguished guests, resource person, with their deep insights, their experiences in the field of sociology, in the field of expertise. They not only enlighten us with the subject also, but also the practical, the field part also. This is which is the main concept or main theme of the refresher course also. As far as this particular course is concerned, I also like to thank my course coordinator and associate coordinator, Professor Vivek Kumar sir, Professor Ashish sir, respectively. 24/7 support was there. Any problem, it was sorted out immediately, because we are on WhatsApp, we have having a WhatsApp group also. So I really like to thank them. Because apart from resource person, our course coordinators, they have given deep insights, their creative inputs time to time. That is only by at the last day we are able to show our presentation by the means of research proposal, by incorporating all the things taught to us during this refresher course by various lectures. So thank you so much, UGC HRDC, being a teacher from a tribal background area. It really going to benefit me, my department, my student, as well as the people around me, so that I can incorporate whatever I learn here. I can incorporate in my field studies in my area also. So thank you so much, UGC HRDC, for selecting me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Saurabh. We have with us one more participant, Dr. Sangamitra Nathji. I would request you please introduce your institute also, because so that our esteemed guest can know that from which institute you belong.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be part of this 41st refresher course in sociology. I am Sangamitra Nath, Assistant Professor and Head of the Department of Bajpur Milani Mahavidyalaya. It's a college affiliated to Vidyasagar University in West Bengal. Let me begin by thanking and congratulating HRDC JNU on behalf of all the participants for selecting us and executing the 41st refresher course smoothly and effortlessly. I have been requested to provide the formal feedback of the last 2 weeks. I will briefly speak on the participants' evaluation of this course. Firstly, participants were impressed with the content and diversity of content, good management of time, and rigorousness of the sessions. Secondly, participants were happy as the course coordinators encouraged interaction with resource persons and among participants. In fact, participants found this course to be truly refreshing. However, the feeling was beyond satisfaction. Many participants could realize the gaps in their knowledge, which this course made it possible to bridge. Most importantly, participants were pleased to see their minor research projects being evaluated with utmost care and seriousness. This will definitely benefit them in the near future. Participants were given the chance to moderate sessions, and in agreement with Professor Vivek Kumar, participants actually felt empowered. On behalf of all the participants, therefore, I thank and congratulate the Vice Chancellor of JNU, Professor Jagdesh Kumar, Director Professor Brajesh Kumar Pandey, and Assistant Director Dr. Sanjeev Sharma, and course coordinators of HRDC JNU. A big round of applause, particularly for Professor Vivek Kumar, Dr. Ashish. They have been wonderful to us and created a warm and welcoming environment for participants. They have also endeavored to bridge the distance among participants attending the course from different parts of the country. This gesture was absolutely admirable. Their untiring hard work and enthusiasm was really inspiring. We are grateful to Gauravji too. He has been incredibly supportive and dexterously resolved all our doubts, technological issues in communication and academic submissions. It must have been exhausting for him, but he didn't let us feel it at all. Thus, it doesn't come as a surprise that there was consensus among participants that JNU and its HRDC undoubtedly stands apart from other universities. This RC also gave an opportunity to former students to revisit CSSS. It made us very nostalgic. Those who wish to be associated with JNU also found an opportunity to accomplish their heartfelt desire. With this, I shall conclude the formal feedback. Thank you once again and hope to see you soon.
Thank you, for sharing your experience for 2 week refresher course. Now I would like to request Dr. Rahul J. Nikam. Kindly share your experience on behalf of the partisan. Over to you, Dr. Rahul.
Thank you so much, sir. First of all, pranam to all the three vice chancellors and all the distinguished, dignitaries here and my esteemed colleagues. I, Dr. Rahul Janikam, Associate Professor, Faculty of Law, and also the head of the department from Marwar University, Rajkot. Thanks all to you for giving me this opportunity to present a quick, brief overview of the 48th refresher program. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लेट मी टेल यू दैट हम लोगों को ऐसा लगा कि हमारे गुरुजी ही हमारे सामने है इन फॉर्म ऑफ भारद्वाज सर एंड वंदना मैम कि उन्होंने इतना ज्यादा हमारे लिए काम किया है और each and every session was arranged in such a meticulous manner which never felt us that it's a boring one or it is going out of the context. Each session was having such an in-depth understanding brought before us that we were forced to think on new dimension and new ideas on each and every topic. And also all the resource persons were so supportive that they encouraged us to put a question, and they were also so cooperative. They even answer all the questions without hesitating from their side. Also the way it was conducted and the way the intervention was there from the Bharadwaj sir and the encouragement from both Bharadwaj sir and the Vandana ma'am, we felt like we are in the home and we are being groomed under the father figure. So I really thank you, and the efficiency is really appreciable. किसी भी टाइम पर हमें ये नहीं लगा कि कुछ चीजों के लिए हमें वेट करना पड़ रहा है या हमें कुछ चीजों का रिप्लाई टाइम पर नहीं मिल रहा है. हर एक चीज टाइमली हो रही थी, जैसे कि एक सुपर कंप्यूटर अपने आप कोई एक प्रोग्राम रन कर रहा है. एक छोटी सी चीज बताना चाहूंगा, अभी हमारा प्रोग्राम चल रहा है, प्रोग्राम खत्म भी नहीं हुआ है. इसके पहले हमें हमारे रिलीविंग लेटर हमारे इनबॉक्स में मिले हुए हैं. So that shows the hard efforts and the punctuality and the sincerity which we also now learn a lot, and we will definitely make sure that we are bringing it in our practice. So once again, thank you Bharadwaj sir, we will be missing you a lot. Vandana ma'am, we will be also missing you a lot. And again, a lot of kudos to Gaurav sir. We wish कि हमारे पास भी एक गौरव जी का एक क्लोन होना चाहिए कि जो हमें इस तरीके से सपोर्ट करे. Thank you so much sir.
Thank you, Dr. Rahul, and your feedback is always beneficial for us, and we are trying to improving ourselves like in every courses, and that's why we are collecting all the feedback also. And I would like to request now Dr. Sophia Ahmed. Dr. Sophia Ahmed, I request you please share your experience on behalf of all the participants. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sanjeev, sir. A very good afternoon to everyone. Sabko namaskar. Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor M. Jagdish Kumar, Jawaharlal Nehru University, Lucknow. Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor P.C. Joshi, University of Delhi. Honorable Professor Sushma Yadav, Member University Grant Commission and former Vice Chancellor, BPS Women University. Honorable Professor Brijesh Kumar Pandey, Director UGC-HRDC JNU, New Delhi. Myself, Dr. Sophia Ahmed, Assistant Professor, Department of Law, School of Legal Studies, Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Lucknow, and one of the participants of 48th refresher course of Political Science, Law, and Public Ed, organized by UGC-HRDC JNU. First of all, I am thankful to the organizers for giving me this opportunity to share my experiences in this combined valedictory session. The 40th refresher course on Political Science, Law, and Public Ed, coordinated by Professor Sanjay Kumar Bhardwaj from CSASSIS JNU and Dr. Vandana Mishra from CCP and SIS JNU, was very well organized. The resource persons were excellent. Lectures were delivered on different topics from various areas of public ed, law, and political science. Some of them are federal debates in South Asia, India's foreign policy, globalization, and nation state, Gandhi and Mandela, multilateralism, peace, conflict, geopolitics, freedom of expression, liberalism, women in peace, process, digital sovereignty, US foreign policy, Indian diaspora, public health, human security, political Islam, India's cultural diplomacy, global regime on IPR, etc. There were resource persons not only from India but from abroad like USA, UK, Bangladesh, Australia, South Africa also. Needless to say that these lectures of refresher course have covered various important areas of all these three disciplines, which have not only enhanced our knowledge and academic experience, but also inspire us to do further research in these areas of different disciplines. The technical staff of UGC HRDC JNU, especially Gaurav ji and Neha ji, has done excellent job by providing all the technical support and cooperation. Even the refresher course was in online mode, but it was very interactive. The coordinators, Professor Sanjay sir and Dr. Vandana ma'am, were very cooperative and always available for our query. So it has been a wonderful experience for all of us attending the refresher course from UGC HRDC JNU. So I, on behalf of all the participants of 40th refresher course in political science, law and public ed, thank the entire team of HRDC JNU for organizing the program very successfully. भारत बोध से प्रारंभ हुई हमारी यात्रा अंततः आत्मबोध और आत्मचिंतन पर आज समाप्त हो रही है, या बल्कि यूं कहूं कि समाप्त नहीं हो रही है बल्कि एक नया अध्याय जोड़ रही है हमारे ज्ञान और अकादमिक दक्षता में, जिससे इस पुनश्चर्या कार्यक्रम से प्राप्त ज्ञान और दक्षता को हम अपने छात्रों एवं समाज तक पहुंचाएं। धन्यवाद, आप सबका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed, for sharing your experience. And you rightly said that this is not the end. This is the beginning. Because you may have now new collaborations, new research group. This should be go continuously for the coming year also, so that you can develop some of the research group also. So you may have the interaction, maybe someone from the north, someone maybe the south. So this is also the opportunity for how we can develop some other research group also. So we have come to the end of this valedictory sessions, and I have a few announcements before I present a vote of thanks. I think you all have received during this valedictory session your relieving order, so that you can join your the concerned institute by like the Monday. The another is that by next week you may get your soft copy of the certificate, and by next week you can get the hard copy of the certificate also. Only JNU is providing the hard copy for this course, so it will take 10 to 15 days, but you will get wherever your address you have provided to all of you. And another important is that we may not be able to offer you tea and coffee or the food. So लेकिन भविष्य में कभी भी इस तरह का प्रोग्राम होगा तो you are heartily welcome to join our HRDC program. For all. So now it is my sincere responsibility to propose a formal vote of thanks on behalf of the HRDC and the JNU. First of all, we all express our sincere gratitude to our respected Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor M.J. Sir, for providing all support, encouragement, and motivation to conduct all these the program, and for coming this the valedictory session also. We were indeed privileged to be had the eminent person, Honorable Vice Chancellor of University of Delhi, Professor Joshi Sir. We were honored to have listened to your insightful speech, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Our heartfelt gratitude to Professor Sushma Yadav Madam for the motivation, for encouragement, and these insightful words to all of us. You know that no refresher course can take the shape without the hard working of the course coordinator. So all the credit for successfully completion of these two courses goes to all our 4 course coordinator, Honorable Professor Vivek Kumar sir, Dr. Ashish Kumar ji, Professor Sanjay Bhardwaj sir, and Dr. Vandana Mishra madam. It was due to your hard work, dedication, and enthusiasm that we are today can say proudly that we have successfully completed the course. Whatever we said in the inaugural function, that we will not compromise with the quality of the HRDC JNU, and we will provide you the best of the best resource person. And I hope that all participants will agree with me that you have that feeling now today, that you have attended the course from the HRDC JNU under the dynamic leadership of all our respected coordinators. So we highly appreciate the effort of the coordinator of both these courses for arranging highly experienced and diverse resource person who are the authorities in respective their subjective domain, not only from India, but from the abroad also. We would like to acknowledge and our deep sense of gratitude to all these resource persons who have taken their time, spared their valuable time, and share the experience with us. So they are all their pearl of the wisdom and the knowledge. And I think that we need to share the knowledge, whatever we have got from them, we need to share with our student and our colleague also. We are truly humbled for all of us. We are also thankful to all your head of the institutions. We are very grateful to them for the nomination. Your candidature was the nomination by them also, and they allow to participate. Without their agreement, we may not be able to the participant. So thank you all the head of the institutions also. We are very grateful, and we are very extremely grateful to all our valuable discipline participants. It would not be possible without your participation, patience, listening, active interaction, and your enthusiasm. So I would like to thank on behalf of the HRDC, on behalf of all the coordinator. I hope whatever you have learned, there will be definitely carry you through and share with your faculty, colleague, and transport and promote among your student also. So on behalf of HRDC, we are highly thankful to you. So last but not least, I would highly thankful to our HRDC technical team, especially Gauravji, because he is handling the 3 computer single-handedly, and Nehaji and Arora Madam, Om Prakash. So there are many persons, those who are working behind the curtain. So thank you very much. They are the backbone of the HRDC, and that's why sometimes we are very confident that they are looking everything. So thank you, Gaurav, Nehaji, and all our team also. So I have acknowledged all the resource person and HOD and head of the institution, even our director CIS team, because we have never interrupted during the courses. So thanks to all. And I would like to say at the end that I would like to congratulate to you for successfully completing this course. So in these words, सभी को मेरी तरफ से नमस्कार और शुभ संध्या. Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaskaram.
Namaskara, sir. Namaskara.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Actually from our side also, I think Brijesh ji, director of the HRDC, I think we should thank them for really giving us this freedom and independence to organize, to call anyone. I think really we are very grateful to you for giving us this freedom, because you know that freedom is very precious nowadays. And thank you so much for giving us this responsibility.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I request to our technical team.